Don't you want devoted followers who leave their families for you, give their money to you, give their bodies to you, give up their lives for you?
Are you trying to recruit me?
No, I'm just trying to share something meaningful with you.
Promise to fulfill their dreams.
Don't you want a world of unconditional love and brotherhood? We have the secrets to self-improvement. You can join us on these special. We can teach you special powers.
Personal power.
Psychic power.
Patreon, can you get me to 1,000? What do I gotta do? How do I? Who do I gotta do?
Join,
who do I gotta get on the show, Patreon, to get me to 1,000? What do I have to do?
$5 a cup of coffee. You can afford it. No, listen, on YouTube, I'll share this too. Just go join Kevin's Patreon. We're almost at 1,000. We're at 900 and some change. We're so close. And listen, it's for the cup of for a cup of coffee. You can't even get a cheeseburger for $5 at McDonald's. So you can give the guy $5 that's going to actually support somebody that's creating content that is. There's nobody in between the means.
It's unprecedented.
That's what I'm saying. There's nobody in between the means of his production. It's real. It's real deal. It's a straight dope. This is the uncut crack. This is not that stepped on.
What do you call it? Anti-humorist?
You're the best anti-humorist out there right now.
Top 5 anti-humorists in the podcast game.
I agree.
I always hedge. I'll say I'm one of the top
5.
20.
Well, we know that.
I just want to be.
You're better than that, dude. You got number 2 to Dave Chappelle, dude. Dave Chappelle, you lost to Dave Chappelle.
There's only 2 people in the contest.
Yeah, but still, he's the greatest.
He came in second. Yeah, but there's only 2 people thing.
I mean, listen, that's still
it's like a 2-man race. You're like, you came in second. I came in last. Also,
it's a silver medal. Listen, Kevin, that was for you. That might not have been a big deal for you, but that was a huge deal for me. That night.
If I would have known I was going to do a podcast in the future, I would have taken a swing at him just for the
for the story,
for the viral aspect of it. I would have done a lot of shit different if I knew the podcast world and the social media world and the internet world was coming.
Well, it's happening fast. Don't beat yourself up, dude. You're still like on the forefront. I mean, it's not too late. Yeah, dude, I think you're still one of the it's still not too late. Like now is really the time in the legacy media or whatever, all that, even though you like Fox News, that'll always exist. People want their freaking info fast, cheap, and easy from the straight dope like you. The mainstream media, people aren't going to have cable in 10 years, dude. This is the future, being able to have your own place on the internet where they can.
Jim and Sam just got another 3-year deal. We thought the Sirius satellite was going to be done. They will be done as soon as Howard Stern quits, whenever that is.
Yeah, they will be done when Howard's
like 80. But I think Howard Stern's one of those guys who'll never quit. He's like Larry King. Even when they kick Larry King off CNN, he's like, "Hey, I'm going to go over here."
Howard said, "Dude, Kevin, I'm the biggest Howard Stern fan I used to be." He always said, "Oh, podcasters, I'll never do a radio show from my home. Rush Limbaugh does his show from his home in Florida. I would never do that. It's all about going into the studio. It's all about having the radio technician, all this stuff." And now he does the entire show from his basement at his house, all on Zoom. So he's such a.
He said he's never going to go back to studio, right?
He never going to go back to studio.
Just goes to show everybody's full of shit. Everybody's a lying piece of full of shit.
We got to talk about Chrissie. We can't end the show. I know you want to end the show soon, but I love Chrissie, and
how do you love Chrissie? Why do you love Chrissie?
Why? This is why I like Chrissie, because she went down to January 6th, and she actually speaks her mind. And I know she's not passed at a comedy club, but I don't think that's a judgment of a person's character. You love that. I'm saying
she speaks what Frank tells her to speak. I don't think she has much of it.
I don't think that. I honestly, I don't think that's that at all. I mean, I think Frank tries to help her out, and he's part of her manager. I think she speaks her own because she says all kinds of sexual stuff that you wouldn't even,
No, I'm talking about political. Who cares about sexual? I'm saying politically. Who knows where she is politically? I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's not some ultra conservative at all. I mean, she just kind of.
I'm saying she thinks like she'll say whatever politically. Listen, we all know from Dave Smith, you can generate and build a fan base off of like just if you're outside,
being a libertarian,
or whatever. Like if you're like I don't think the government, anti-government fucking bullshit. And she's like, well, I'm not going to be able to do it with my comedy. So what I'll do is I'll say the right things. I'll the what do you call the something, the dog whistles, and I'll say the right things, and then I'll build up a fan base, and then maybe they'll go to my comedy shows. They don't, but she's thinking maybe they will. But they
Kevin,
don't.
selling tickets.
So I could do that too. I know. I could just read a couple of books, and I'd be like, okay, I'll say this, I'll say that. And then people will start, and then maybe my Patreon would go up to 1,000. Tell me what you need to get me a Patreon to 1,000.
You got to go speak at City Hall. I'm just saying, she just works hard, and I do think she is funny. I do think she talks on her podcast. She talks to some girls. You got to listen to some of the shit she says. Listen, Sarah Silverman, is she funnier than Sarah Silverman, who you deflowered? I don't know. I don't think Sarah Silverman's very funny anymore, and I wish she was. At one point,
she never was. Did you?
Well, she was kind of funny in the Jimmy Kimmel days, but Jimmy Kimmel's not funny anymore. I think there was a time when they were.
When did you discover? How did you discover Chrissie? I was going to say Chrissie Hine. When did you discover Chrissie Mayr?
Well, dude, I'm a huge Anthony Cumia fan. I'm a huge. The thing is, I don't even align with Anthony. A lot of his stuff. He's a monster in himself, but I think he's such a talented guy. He can do the impressions.
He's a talented monster.
He's the most.
I like how he says. He's a monster, but he does a killer Dice Clay, so I forgive everything he does. Is that what you're gonna say?
Seriously, basically, that's what it comes down to. It's like I don't even agree with him on so much stuff, but he's a funny guy, and he did some of those classic radio bits of him and Patrice like that. You can't even recreate that today because radio's dead. This is the future. I mean, look at Jim and Sam. They signed a 3-year deal. Nobody cares. I mean, some people care. More people are almost rooting for them not to sign. In that fandom, which is so weird because nobody even cares. They just want to listen to stuff on their own. They don't care that it's at 9 a.m. live. Like they just want to follow it. They want to listen at their convenience. So that's why this is the future. That terrestrial satellite's dead.
I think the only reason Sirius and stuff like that even exists is because they put it in your cars when they give you a car, right? You know about that, right?
Of course, yeah, it's in every car, and that's why they have those built-in listeners. And I'm not even saying that Sam didn't work hard or that Jim didn't work hard, but dude, they're in the graveyard of the Opie and Anthony show. It's just kind of weird, like they're still there. I feel like they're almost like Sirius XM wants to keep them on so they don't look bad, so they look like they made the right decision in that. They figure there's still some fans that are looking for that kind of a connection to the O&A days, and so they provide that, and it's almost just like a party, how a party like the party's over but people are still lingering. That's kind of how it is with that, where it's just like the O&A heyday was a great party, and now most everyone's dead or gone, but some people are still lingering, and that's the show for them. Like, hey, do you want to listen to Rich Voss? I guess.